And then John and Mike were busy, so I picked up Tower Studios on my own from them. And since then, I've been making for the last 4 or 5 games for mobile, digital platforms. So we did Speedball, which was one of Mike's old games. We did it on iPhone and Android and Sony PS Plus and Steam, etc. And I now have a new game called Word Explorer, which is my first original game for 20 years. Because the whole console period, we couldn't sell original games. So this is 10 to 15 years of nothing, yeah? So this has just come out on iOS and soon to come out on PC and Mac. So this is the kind of stuff I've been doing in the games area and other stuff as well.
Wow, also ja, sehr, sehr viel gemacht in der Zwischenzeit. Also Sensible Software wurde dann an Codemasters verkauft und sie haben sogar ein Canon Fodder 3 gemacht, was nie released wurde. Ich werde natürlich gleich fragen, was mit diesem Spiel ist, weil ich persönlich möchte es natürlich gerne haben. Siehst du, genau. Und ja, was ich natürlich auch mitbekommen habe, Speedball 2 gibt es inzwischen auf dem iPad, ein legendäres Spiel. Nie werde ich diese Ice Cream Rufe vergessen, während man seine Gegner kaputt fault auf dem Spielfeld. Also ein Spiel, was immer sehr viel Spaß gemacht hat. Deshalb möchte ich mal natürlich als erstes wissen, was ist aus Canon Fodder 3 geworden? John, you said Canon Fodder 3 was never released, so is there any chance to get it, and what can we do to get a release out of it?
Well, in general, with all the with like the Amiga stuff we did, so Canon Fodder, Sensible Soccer, Mania, this is all now with Codemasters because we sold to them. So it was their decision. This is very frustrating. We designed Canon Fodder 3, was a fantastic design. I was working with a studio in London to make this, and then Codemasters at the time, they didn't have so much money, so they sold the whole building because they owned the building, and the whole studio went. So this was one time. And the next time, they gave me this really good group of programmers in another place. They were really excellent programmers.
Okay, also es sieht so aus, als müssten wir tatsächlich alle geschlossen zu Codemasters gehen und dieses Spiel einfach einfordern. Also ich wäre sofort dabei. Gerade tauchte noch die Frage auf nach der Sängerin von Sensible Soccer. Und die werde ich direkt mal stellen. John, I just got a question in this latest version of Sensible Soccer. There was a girl singing a title song. Who is it?
So this girl, you may remember Richard Joseph. He did the music for our games, and he did music for the Firma brothers and many other teams. And for all these titles, for Canon Fodder, for Sensible Soccer, for Sensible Golf, I was writing the songs and then going to Richard. So I went with like a guitar and singing and a bit of bass. And then Richard would turn this into an amazing Amiga production, being an ad, horns and everything else, okay? So he also had this friend called Jackie Reed. She's an old friend of his that was a singer. And so we decided, rather than having me singing, although I do the singing in Canon Fodder, okay? So that versus me. But in Sensible Soccer and in Sensible Golf is Jackie. So sometimes we changed it around, and she was great. To have a girl, to have her in the videos was good. To have a woman, it was fun, and she's actually a really, really nice girl.
Okay, ja, ich würde natürlich ganz persönlich auch wissen, welches sein Lieblingsspiel aus der damaligen Zeit war. John, what was your favorite game of those from Sensible Software that you did, and why?
Well, this is the most difficult question to answer, so I can't pick one. So it goes like this. For being the best game we did, the best thing, the legacy game, is Sensible World of Soccer. This is obvious. It's the best-selling game. People are still playing it now. I went in Berlin last year to a World Cup tournament and lost every game, which made me very angry. It got voted by Stanford University in the top 10 most influential games ever in the history of gaming. So this is with things like Tetris and Donkey Kong and stuff. We're the only European game in the list. So, and so many people, when we made this game, you know, we were the first game to have black players in, for example. So when before that game came out, if I was playing with Liverpool, for example, we had John Barnes, famous player, black guy, he was white. It just didn't look right. It wasn't John Barnes, you know? So we added blonde hair, we added black skin, which was good to make realism. And of course we included so many countries. So when I look at this World Cup tournament and there's like players playing Sensible Soccer with a Croatian shirt on and another guy with a Polish shirt, and we're the Hungarian team and all this stuff. And even in Argentina and South Africa and other countries, we included countries for the world when the rest of the industry wasn't recognising that these countries existed, and that if I come from Hungary, I want to support my team. I don't want to have to play as Man United, you know. So it's very nice that came back. So that's Sensible Soccer answer. I'm very proud of Megalomania because it's a very groundbreaking game, and it kind of got lost for us because Microsoft had some problem. So Megalomania I'm pleased with, and I especially also Fodder I'm very proud of, obviously. From the Commodore 64 side, Wizball is our best game, and the one I love the most is Wizkid. So Wizkid was the last game I did with Chris together, just with him programming and me with art. So it's the last one we did in the old-fashioned way, and I think in terms of creativity, it's the most expressive game, and it's the biggest expression of what Sensible Software was in its heart. It's this game. And had we released Sex, Drugs, Rock and Roll, this would have been an extension of this mentality, like Wizkid actually, but it never came out with it.
Yeah, and we are going to have a Sensible Soccer tournament tomorrow, and Mania has set up all the original World Cup teams, every single person for tomorrow's, this year's World Cup. So yeah, we have an original setup for tomorrow, so this will be great.
Muse of close.
Was viele von euch wahrscheinlich gar nicht wissen, ist, dass der Jon immer noch ein aktiver Musiker ist. Also er ist tatsächlich dauernd live auf der Bühne zu sehen, singt und performt eigene Songs. Und darüber will ich natürlich auch ganz gerne noch was wissen. Jon, many people in Germany, I think they don't know that you're a professional musician and you play on stage regularly and sing your own songs. Tell us about this.
First of all, I have a question. Why in Germany do you want to rerun the World Cup we just had? You know, you had the best result you could have had and you were the best team. So I think as an English guy, I can say the best team won, which is really hard to say, but definitely true. In terms of music, I've always written music. I'd have loved to have been a professional musician, but there's so much competition. Just like in games now, there's too many games. It was like that as a musician. Well, it's even worse now, I guess, as a musician. But, excuse me. I've always written music since I was 16 years old, because so when me and Chris set Sensible Software up, actually before this we were in a band together from school, because we went to school together. So I've played in many bands over the years, different styles, and I've written as a songwriter over about 200 pieces of music. So this is actually my main passion, is the music side, more than games. So I was very lucky in Warsaw 2 months ago at Pixel Heaven. I don't know if any of you guys know that. I went to Pixel Heaven. It's like a retro show in Poland. There's over 1,000 people, which was amazing. And they invited me and Mike to go and talk, me and Mike Montgomery. But also, I had the opportunity to play my music from the games to the audience. So we played things like the Fodder theme tune and the Hill tune and goal-scoring superstar hero and these kind of things. But I just played them on my own. So it was like an unplugged version, okay?